So you're thinking about moving to Mesa and your budget is in the $300,000 to $400,000 price range. Well, stick around and we are gonna show you just that in today's video. We're gonna take a drive around Mesa and show you homes in a few different neighborhoods that fall right in that price range. So we're gonna get started right now. Hey, I'm standing today right outside of Sloan Park, which is where the Chicago Cubs play their spring training baseball. If you were to have been here just a couple of months ago, you would have seen that this place was a madhouse. The parking lot would be full. There was merchandise tents. There were police directing traffic because people love their spring training baseball here in Mesa. We've got people flying in from all over to come see the Cubs play. Because of the weather here in Arizona in the spring, we got about 15 different Major League Baseball teams that play their ball here. And so the Cubs are in Mesa and so are the A's. The Cubs are much more popular here than the A's are, but if you're looking for a less busy and less expensive treat, then you may want to go see the A's at Hohokam Stadium. Just about a mile east of here is Mesa Riverview Park. They've got an incredible park there. There's a splash pad and a lake that you can walk around, and it really has a sense of life and vitality to it. And then about a mile west of here is Tempe Marketplace. We are at the very west end of Mesa, and so this is where the two major freeways meet. The 202 is just north of us, and that can get you east and west, and then the 101 is just west of us, and that can get you north and south. And so today what we're gonna do is show you around Mesa and show you homes that are in the $300,000 to $400,000 price range. But I wanted to show you this because this is really a special place that really kind of serves as a heartbeat for Mesa, especially during spring training. So with that being said, let's get after it and I will show you those other homes. All right, so we're coming up on our first listing here in Mesa, and we are coming right into that rough season here in Arizona where we've had beautiful weather. We've been in the 50s and 60s and 70s, and now we are in the mid 90s, and it's in the morning time right now. And then pretty soon it's gonna be well into the hundreds every day. We've had a couple of 100-degree days so far, but pretty soon that is going to be the norm. And so, you know, people always ask, how do you survive here in Arizona in the summers? And there's really three answers to that. There's pools, there's sunscreen, and there's AC. And it's so funny, you know, anytime we're driving around and looking at homes in the summer, people inevitably want to add a pool to their home search. But the good news is that there is tons of homes available that have pools in them, and so we can certainly find you what it is that you're looking for. So coming up on our first listing here, and this is a 3-bed, 2-bath, about 1,530 square feet, and it's listed at $365,000. That puts your price per square foot at right around $238 or $239, which the average in Mesa, that is about $40 per square foot less than the average home here. And so, you know, there could be a number of reasons for that. This was an older home. It was built in the 1950s. It could also just be the location in the city. You know, what you'll find about Mesa is that it is huge. It makes up about 140 square miles all around in terms of land mass. And so if you're wanting homes that are newer, then you're gonna go a little bit further east, and you can find some developments like Lehigh Crossing or Mountain Bridge or Eastmark. But that's all really just a personal preference here. And so what you'll also see, because of the sheer size of Mesa, is just the difference in style in homes. So in these older homes, you'll see it that there's less garages and there's more carports. And the further east you go in the newer homes, you'll find that there were a lot of garages on the homes out there. And so again, it's just a personal preference. You know, this is a pretty populated area down here, as you can see. The other cool thing is that, you know, as you are driving around this area, you'll see there's a ton of really cool development happening. You know, just down the street, there's Pioneer Park, and the city of Mesa just put in millions of dollars to renovate that, and it is so cool, and they've got really cool structures for the kiddos to play on. My kids love it. The Mormon Temple also just finished up about a year-long renovation, and they opened up the temple for us to be able to go in and take tours and that sort of thing, so that was a cool experience as well. The downtown Mesa area, which is really close to here as well, is going through some major renovations. ASU just put in a new campus called Mesa City Center, and that's home to about 750 students, focuses on design and technology and that sort of thing. And also at the time we are recording this, there's about 1,600 different housing units being built. Some of those are going to be apartments that you can rent. Some of those are going to be condos that you can buy. And so there's just a lot of cool things happening in this area. And so with that being said, we're gonna get out of here and I'm gonna show you this neighborhood. We're gonna drive around so you can get a feel for what it's like, and we'll see you at our next stop. All right, so here we are, we're coming up on our next listing. And one of the things that I wanted to point out just for your reference is that we are about 11 miles east of our last listing. And I say that just so you can again be aware of the size of Mesa. And not only that, but you also see that this neighborhood has a completely different feel to it. This is obviously maintained by an HOA, and so it's gonna feel more neat and clean and manicured. So as I said, our next listing is right here, and it is a 3-bed, 2-bath, about 1,266 square feet, listed at $380,000. That puts the average price per square foot for that home right around $300, which is a little high for Mesa. The average here is about $268 to $270, but it is also built in 2002. And so as a general rule of thumb here in Mesa, the further east you go, the newer homes will be. And that's just a matter of the development that occurred here. It started more central West Mesa, and then as builders expanded, they moved east. And so newer homes are gonna be further out this way, and older homes are gonna be more in the center to downtown area. This home is, like we said, is obviously in an HOA, and it also, as you're thinking about HOAs here in the area, one of the things that they pay attention to is the state of your lawn. And so they're gonna wanna check about the gravel. Is everything all, lined up and looking manicured? They're gonna wanna make sure that there's no weeds popping up. And so the HOAs here do ride you pretty hard on that. It also, they deal with paint colors. And so, if you wanna paint the outside of your house, you're gonna need to make sure that you get it approved by the HOA. And so, again, those are all personal preferences. Some people love that about HOAs, that it keeps the neighborhood looking a certain way, and other people don't like the red tape that an HOA provides. So with that being said, I want to take us for a drive around here so you can get a feel for the neighborhood and what it's like. All right, so we're coming up on our final stop here in Mesa, and this is a really cool development. These properties were built in the last 5 years or so, and so the one we're gonna be talking about today is a 3-bed, 2.5 bath, about 1,734 square feet, and it is listed at $390,000. And 990, so it is right below that $400,000 range, but it still has a 3 as the first number, and so wanted to just kind of talk about it. So this price per square foot is right around 230, which, as we've been talking about, is actually a little bit low for Mesa, but it's a really cool neighborhood in the sense that this is kind of a little bit of a hidden gem, in that it's not right on one of the main roads, but you drive back here and it feels a lot more modern and kind of well taken care of than the surrounding areas. And so that's one of the things that you'll find to be true about Mesa is as you drive throughout it, you'll see that there's really pockets of neighborhoods, and sometimes these pockets will be really great and have a great, awesome communal feel to them. And then other times, the pockets, it may feel a little bit more run down and not as nice. And that is always, of course, going to depend on the state of the HOA, if there is one or if there's not. And it all just comes down to personal preference. And so this neighborhood, as you'll see when we drive around, has got some cool parks. It's got a community pool, and there's just a lot of cool things happening here in this area. So as we wrap up today, one of the things that I wanted to talk about is just the importance of picking an agent who really understands you and understands the area where you are trying to buy or sell your house. You know, I am a Mesa native and I love this city. I've lived here for more than 10 years now and am passionate about it. I want to see it grow and develop. And so as you're considering an agent to help you relocate and thinking about the decisions that you are going to be making for your family or for your loved ones, consider an agent who knows the area, and consider an agent who's really going to listen to what you want and to help you find what's important to you as you are looking through a house. I would love to be a resource for you. If there's any questions at all that you have about Mesa, about the different pockets that we talked about, or any way that I can answer any questions you have, I would love to hear from you. So be sure to subscribe, be sure to shoot me a text or give me a call or write me an email. I am here for you. So with that being said, that wraps up our tour today. So let's drive around the neighborhood, and then until next time, I will see you later.